Welcome to week 3 of our spelling lessons. This week we're going to work on tricky words. So our learning intentions, we're learning how to spell tricky words, and overall we're hoping to explain why we call them tricky words, and to use a variety of strategies to help you learn your tricky words. So first of all, what are tricky words? Well, as I always say, English can be quite a confusing language and can be quite strange in the way that it's made up. Most words we can sound out, like we did last week with our A sound, by identifying the phonemes such as sh, ch, th, and then last week we worked on the A sounds and there was 5 different ways to spell the A sounds. Now that's tricky enough, but not all words can be sounded out and we simply just need to learn them. Here are some examples. The. If we were to sound that out, we would actually say the, which is not what we say the. And was. If we were to sound that out, we'd say wi, as, was. Slightly different. So we just need to know these words. We can't always use diacritical marking or Elkin boxes then, because sometimes not all the sounds in the words are made up of official phonemes. So we need to use other strategies, which we will learn this week. Here are your spelling words. Now once again, I don't know why one of the lines has gone green. Very strange. So, elephants, you have busy, they, was, jumped, when, I'm, I've, knew, and could. Giraffes, you also have busy, and you have friend, jumped, stopped, once, because, below, group, and knew. Monkeys, you have friend, accident, below, practicing, whispered, emotion, beautiful, happened, and difficult. So, just like we have done with the past couple of weeks, please make sure you only do one lesson per day. So once you've watched that day's lesson, you can close the video and come back to it and fast forward it to the next day's lesson. So you should only be watching this if it's Monday the 8th of February. Our learning intentions, we're learning how to spell tricky words. And our success criteria is I can identify the syllables in each word. So this strategy is called syllabification. Now all the strategies you'll be learning this week are to help us spell tricky words because we can't use the standard Elkin boxes or diacritical marking. Now syllabification is where we break down words into syllables. Each syllable contains a vowel. So here's an example. We have going, go-ing. Remember, remember. Yesterday, yesterday. So how do we identify syllables? Well, first of all, we can clap them. So if we take the word beautiful, beautiful, 3 syllables. Let's check that each contains a vowel. So remember our vowels are A, O, U, E, I. So we have several vowels in there. And then we need to write the word in the syllable chunk. So beautiful. And we can see that each syllable chunk has at least one vowel in there. So today I want you to do that with all of your words. So clap out the syllables, highlight any vowels and put them into chunks. This will help you break down the word to help you spell it. Lesson 2, Tuesday the 9th of February. Our learning intentions, we're learning how to spell tricky words. And our success criteria is I can identify compound words and I can identify words within words. So, it's really important to use the strategy of words within words because if you already know how to spell part of the word because it's already a word within that word, then you might as well use that. So for example, here we've got strategies. The word rate is in strategies. If you can spell rate, then you can spell half the word already. Example. The word exam is in example. So if you can spell exam, then you just need to learn the other three letters. So if I've picked out words from each group, jumped. Well, jump is in jumped, obviously. If you can spell jump, then you just need to remember it's got ed after it. Busy. If you can spell bus, you need to remember it's got a y on the end. Accident. If you can spell dent, then you just need to remember the first part of the word. So it's a really, really clever strategy to help learn your words. So go through all your words and see how many of them have words within them and just highlight them. And that will help you spell part of your word. There is also compound words. Now I've gone through your words and you don't actually have any compound words, but I'm going to explain it to you anyway for future reference. So compound words are similar to words within words, where it's two words have been joined together to make a new word. So breakfast. Well, the reason breakfast is called breakfast is because you're breaking the fast. So you haven't eaten since your dinner, usually. So you're breaking fast. Break fast. Strawberry. Strawberry. So where they grow is related to straw. And it's a type of berry. So strawberry. Homework. It's work you do at home. So it's home work. So these are compound words, but as I said, you don't have any in your words this week, but it is a really good strategy to help you learn how to spell words. Lesson 3, Wednesday 10th of February. Our learning intention this week is we are learning how to spell tricky words, and today's success criteria is I can use rhyme to help spell tricky words. So, in our spelling program, they call these analogies, but really it's rhyme. So I'm just going to call it rhyme. You can use words that you already know to help you spell others by using rhyme. So for example, if you know light, how to spell light, then you'll be able to spell bright, sight, fright. Here are some other words that rhyme. If you know how to spell pumped, then you're going to be able to spell jumped. If you know how to spell would, then you're going to be able to know how to spell could. And if you can spell potion, then you're going to know how to spell emotion, because they have the same sound and therefore rhyme. So look through your spelling words and see how many of them you can rhyme with other words that you already know, and that will help you learn those words. Lesson 4, Thursday the 11th of February. We are learning how to spell tricky words, and today's success criteria is I can use mnemonics to help me learn how to spell words. So we've done a lot of this in class, and I know you all really enjoy it. It's where you create your own memory aid to help you remember how to spell a word. Now that could be picking out the tricky part of the word. So for example, in necessary, we need to remember there's only one C and two S's. That tends to be where people make mistakes. They'll put two C's and one S. Okay, so to help you remember that, you say one collar, two sleeves. So collar represents the C, sleeves represents the S. So that can help you remember it. Or you can make each letter represent a word. So for example, could. Oh, you lucky duck. Okay, so we know it begins with a C, but oh, you lucky duck helps you remember the rest of it. Separate. There is a rat in separate, so you just need to remember there's a rat in separate. Okay, so see how many mnemonics you can think of for your words. Okay, now the key part about it is it needs to be a memory aid. There's no point in making up a really confusing one if you're not going to remember it the next day. Okay, so only make it up something that's going to stick in your head to help you remember the words. Okay, one that's always stuck with me is I before E except after C. Now that is more a spelling rule, but it's always stuck with me and I still use it today. So you need to make sure it sticks in your head. And remember, I always put this slide in because the amount of times people just think, oh, I'll just need to learn all my spelling words for the spelling test and it doesn't matter after that. No. You need to learn these words for life because there's no point in putting all this work in and lots of effort because you've all been working amazingly on your spelling words. But you don't want to put it to waste. You need to make sure that you're learning them forever and not just for a spelling test. The spelling test is simply for you to see how you've progressed, not for anything else. Okay? So I hope you've enjoyed learning the strategies this week and I hope it's helped you with your spelling.